Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Now, Callum Smith has suffered his first defeat of his career in there with Canelo Alvarez, and in this particular fight, it was just a case of world level versus elite level. Canelo was just brilliant in there. Everything that Callum Smith tried to do was prevented by Canelo, and what Callum Smith was trying to do at times was keep him at bay with that jab. Keep that jab in his face and hit him hard and often, but at times he was forced into a trade up on the inside, which you don't want to do in there with Canelo, but Callum Smith didn't have a choice, so he does deserve respect for fighting Canelo at times at his own game. Yes, he didn't come out on top, but still he stood there and done it anyway. It was just Canelo was able to negate the size and reach advantage of Callum Smith, and that made all the difference in this fight. If he was unable to get close, then obviously Callum Smith would have boxed his way to a decision victory himself, but Canelo was continuously closing the gap. And it wasn't because he had faster feet necessarily, it was the positioning, the way he weaved his way forwards and avoided Callum Smith's best punches at times. He got caught with some of them, but he took it, and that had to be disheartening for Callum Smith, the guy who thinks that if I hit him I can hurt him, and that's how I keep him on the outside, but he couldn't. The jab from Callum Smith probably wasn't strong enough to keep Canelo away. It was landing every now and then, but it just wasn't enough to stop him from coming forwards. And I think that when it got to close quarters and Callum Smith did decide to trade with Canelo, I think that was because boxing wasn't necessarily working. So I think that Callum Smith was trying to find a way in there to get something out of the fight, which is admirable, but the thing is Canelo was able to make the adjustments when it mattered. Callum Smith had tried, but I don't think he was able to do that. He did try different things in there, it's just he could not make them work. That was the difference in this fight. Canelo was able to, and I think that the style of Canelo is going to be a very difficult one for anyone to negate, and perhaps Callum Smith wasn't the right kind of style to cause Canelo problems. And it's not just about that, Canelo is just an incredible fighter. He's not necessarily a 10 out of 10 in one thing, then a 2 out of 10 in another thing. He's a 9 out of 10 across the board. He is an elite level fighter and a 4-weight world champion, so when he's in there with someone like Callum Smith, you can definitely see the difference between a world level and elite level. That showed in this fight. But one thing I will say is that Callum Smith has shown great heart in making it to the finish, because there were points in there where the fight you would think could have been stopped, or it was getting to that point where you could think that the beating was maybe getting too much for Callum Smith, but still he pulled through and got to the 12th round. Yes, he lost on decision, but he still managed to make it through the full 12 rounds, and that took immense amount of heart from Callum Smith. Going forwards, hopefully he can get back to winning ways in 2021, but there is no shame in losing to someone like Canelo. Who is there out there that can challenge Canelo next? That is a very interesting question. Billy Joe Saunders maybe? Caleb Plant? Maybe even Golovkin again? Those are some good fights on the horizon for Canelo. Guys, anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below, leave a thumbs up, and subscribe if you are new. Thanks guys.